Hi everybody, this is Jay Brightlow, and I generally do these recordings with a PowerPoint presentation, but I'm going to do this one off the cuff today. I just had a meeting with our Airbnb rep who is absolutely spectacular and gives me lots of very interesting updates on what's going on with the market, the trends, suggestions. So I want to be really quick and brief with this video, talk about some important market trends and some upcoming changes to what we're doing. Every spring, about May, we do our fire inspections, our fire extinguisher inspections. So that's happening right now. It's just required by Florida law, and it's also required by likely your insurance company to make sure that all of your fire extinguishers are up to code and everything's covered. So that's happening this week. If you have any questions, make sure you email Christina and let her know in advance what your questions are. Here's the biggest thing that I want to say. Some of our bookings are down. And the reason why our bookings are down in Airbnb specifically is because the traveler is once again changing. Now, the month of May and September we know are down months. Like, they're always down. The interesting thing about where the market is headed right now is that the May and September booking months are up about 8 to 12%, whereas June, July is actually trending significantly down in terms of the demand. Now, what Airbnb has done to offset that is they've got this book now, pay later thing. Now, that doesn't necessarily matter to you. That's an internal thing that the guest isn't paying everything at once to Airbnb like it used to. It's following more of like a VRBO model where 50% down at booking, 50% due sometime later. That does affect us with how we do things with VRBO, but for Airbnb, it doesn't affect our business. It's just affecting what's going on the customer, the booking side. So what that means now is that their bookings, even in those down months, are actually year to year up. So demand is down, but overall bookings are up because it's catering more to the type of traveler that we are seeing, which is not the high-end traveler, it's not the five-star traveler, like five-star hotel traveler. We still are after five-star guests, but it is that demographic that the cheaper traveler is looking for deals and ways to pay later. They're also, and more importantly, where this affects you is it's affecting the type of bookings they're looking for. What the guest is looking for is flexibility with their cancellations. So in what we've historically done is strict and super strict. It's actually beginning in March to affect our booking follow through. We need to get in front of this. So what we are doing immediately is we're changing all of our Airbnb bookings to a moderate. Because even though only I want to say like 25% was the number of people who are actually searching on moderate, over 1/3 of the people who are booking are actually booking on moderate. So a vast majority of the bookings are coming through on moderate. Almost all of the visibility is coming through with moderate. What does this mean to you? It means that we are looking at moving the cancellation policy from the 30 days or 14 days, which is what most of our people are on. We're going to be moving everything to the moderate unless you specifically tell us not to, and that's 5-day cancellation policy. Now, to offset this, because this will have a significant impact on two things. One, yes, your cancellations, but more importantly, multiples and multiples and multiples of bookings coming in with Airbnb. Now, Airbnb has definitely lost competitive advantage with their booking fee change. They used to be at 4%, it's at 16% now. It's a multiple of 4. And I just expressed my dissatisfaction overall to the Airbnb rep that I wish they could have done this a million ways. Airbnb say this worked out great. My perspective is that it worked out great because they're showing the guest on the search what they're going to pay, and now there's no more booking fee added. But they still could have done this in a way where that booking fee was split between the guests and the host without like having an upcharge at the end, which is, again, in my estimation, a good change with how they did things. With everything is now price per night, booking fee, taxes, cleaning fee, rent, all included, and nothing added at the end, but it didn't necessarily need to come out of our pocket. That's just my 2 cents. So we are going to be moving to this moderate cancellation policy because that's what the guest is looking for. 76. I'm expecting to see somewhere in the 70% in terms of the percentage increase in bookings coming up in the next, I would say, 2-3 months. Now, Also, and coincidentally, we have changed some of the ways that we're pricing to gather a higher ADR and a higher RevPAR for our owners. So if you're seeing a little bit of a drag right now on occupancy, it's because we're looking for a little bit higher ADR than we did at this point last year. So we're split testing this with some of our homes. The results are overall positive with RevPAR. Again, a little bit lower occupancy, a little bit higher price per night, but nothing like overall noticeable right now. So I think with this strategy still in place and the change to moderate, which is again 5 days on the cancellation policy, I think this is a significant upgrade for our owners. And I'm recommending everybody do this. We are going to implement this now, unless you specifically reach out to me or Christina and say, no, I don't want this. What was the last point that I was going to cover? In order to get a strike through, if you're the guest, you're searching and you get a discount, you have to have a 10% discount somewhere, and I'm going to recommend two. One, we have early bird on. The booking window does continue to push further and further out. A lot of this is this book now, pay later, but also like what I want is I want that traveler who's a planner. Like they're really into planning their vacation. They're going to be easy guests to deal with. I want this guest, so early bird at 10%. And I'm also going to make a recommendation for 7-night stays and up to have a 10% discount also. So what this means is guest goes, they click the button. Oh, you qualify for an early bird discount. Oh, you qualify for a length of stay discount. They get a little fancy red line through. Everybody likes a sale. Everyone likes a deal. It looks like a really good deal. What they don't know is that we really want them to stay because they're a guest that's traveling and planning well in advance, and they're helping our occupancy because they're staying longer. Now, the guest will not get both. So if you have both of these on, they can't double dip. They can't get the early bird discount and the length of stay. Airbnb in its algorithm will determine which one is suitable to the guests and what they're looking for, and they will offer them that. So it's not a both, it's an either or, but I recommend you do have both on as options for the guests. Another thing that I'm just going to cover here, I covered this in my last video. Please note, Airbnb offers, if you're thinking selling your home, switching property managers, self-managing, going long-term, if you're thinking about taking a listing off with us, in short, Airbnb offers the most amount of flexibility with cancellations. So if you're looking to mitigate your cost and you don't want to pay for guests who are booked out in September, if it's booked on booking.com, Expedia Group, Hopper, Vrbo, they have very strict cancellation plans for hosts, but they don't have it for the guest. So my recommendation is, if you're going to sell your home, the thing that makes the most sense is to only have Airbnb on. It does take the diversification away, but you're going to have the smallest amount of fees to pay when it comes time to offboard the home, if that makes sense. Email me with any questions. Again, let me know if you're selling your home, the house is for sale. Again, you want to mitigate these costs, maximize your ROI. Guests really don't want to be changed around. I say all the time, hey, Jake, just put them in another home. Even if it's like in the same like complex or area, like sometimes guests just want a reason to cancel. And I would say 48 times out of 50, they're going to decline any sort of relocation, and they're going to want to cancel. They're not going to want to do it on their end, which if the guest does it on their end, then there's zero fees. But if we do it from our end, there's always fees, again, unless it's Airbnb. I think that covers everything. Again, I'm an advocate for 10% discounts, early bird, long stays, cancellation policy. Our policies that we're changing to moderate unless you let us know. Fire inspections are coming up in May. I think that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great day. Beautiful day in Orlando. It's almost May. Weather's beautiful here. And one more thing I'll say before I end this is, if you're expecting a bump for World Cup in Orlando, it's not happening. There is zero World Cup bump this summer for the world. There's zero. It's negligible. People are in Atlanta. people are in Miami and they're doing that. And I thought, hey, maybe they'll loop in a trip to Disney, et cetera. If they're doing one of those, it's just not happening. There's no significant increase. In fact, it's probably a decrease because people are going to go somewhere this summer and do something big and special. They're going to go to one of the host cities and watch World Cup, and they're probably not coming to Orlando. And I think that's why we're seeing the June, July numbers ebb down a little bit in demand. But again, some of the changes with Airbnb says that we should still see a little bit of an uptick here, despite some of the demand being down. Appreciate the trust in your home, you guys. Have a blessed day.